Hey YouTube, it's D, back with another video. So we've had a couple of these already, talking about bases, and this is kind of a follow-up. So I've got my printer set up. I ended up getting the Anycubic Photon Mono 2 or whatever. It's their cheapest starter 3D printer because I didn't want to go too deep into it because I didn't know too much. And then I also got the new Wash and Cure Station 3 because it was actually cheaper than the Wash and Cure Station 2, which is weird. It has more features. Only complaint on that is that the buttons on the front, there's three. There's one for washing, there's one for curing, and then there's another one for a little flexi light so that you can like take the light and bend it to point down at the print so that you get the very tippy top of it, which is cool. Uh, the buttons sometimes stick or they don't work. It's like a very cheap panel, I guess. I don't know. I'll probably throw a photo of it, up over here somewhere, of my setup. I picked up some air purifiers to help deal with the fumes. It's pretty decent. I don't smell a thing. But for the last 4 days, I've been working on what I've been calling Project Forbidden Cookie. So what these are the base inserts. This is what we were working on the whole time. This is specifically the 100% of all the bases needed to complete a current full field allotment for Orgoth. So in here we have our 80 mils. I'll take them out. Our 80 mil bases. And what I'm going for, if you saw the unboxing of the Orgoth thing, let me grab one of the models, is a skull themed. So this is one of the Warcasters. That pile of skulls he's setting on is basically this. It's a 3D printed chip that is the perfect size to fit in the lip of the bases. Here's 50 mil with the rocks. They came out really good. There we go. This is the one that's sitting on his tail. I really like their paint job. But again, that's what the bases are. So for that, this is all I've completed is the rocks and one Warcaster. I barely got the army. Um, that and I've got a lot of stuff that's damaged and broken that I need to work on. So yeah, those are basically these. This is a 50 mil, same thing. You just plop it right in the base. This bag has the 80s, the 50s, and 30s because for Orgoth, there's not a lot of those. You have your Siege Trask, which is your 80s. For your 50s, the only thing you have are the birds, or bird boys, and like heavy jacks, and that's it. There's another unit of birds because you can have FA2 of these little guys. Little guys, they're actually pretty big. Um, FA2 of these, so there's another three, and then there's the four heavy jacks, and then there's a character jack. So that's what 11 50 mils, and then there's 12 uh, 30 mils. It's actually the War Witches. They come in a unit of three, and you can have four of them. So 4, 8, 12, oh, 16. Wait, 3, 6, 9, 12. Three, because it's three, not four. 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 of those. The rest of the army is 40 mil the army. Literally, everything else is on 40 millimeters. Medium jacks, obviously, but all of the characters, all the rest of the troops, everything on 40 mils. So I have a bag of forbidden Oreos here. Well, not Oreos, just forbidden cookies because there's not two sides of them. And yeah, it took about 4 days to print. These alone took the 80 mils took 8 hours, but that's just because I sliced them in a way to try to guarantee success. Because I'm still new, there's a lot of things I'm messing up or having field prints and stuff like that. So yeah, when I talk about bases, that's what I mean. So far, the total value of that, if I was to buy that off Etsy, was about like 160, 170. Next, I'm gonna probably start printing Dusk, and then after that, I'm gonna print Khador because Khador is gonna be crazy. Khador is 30 mil the army because there's so many little guys, little like 30 mil troop units and stuff like that. Snipers, the guardsmen, because the guardsmen aren't just a 5-man unit of guardsmen. It's the 3 normal guardsmen plus 2 weapon attachments, but you have guns, grenades, rockets. It ends up being a lot more than you would think. So that's probably what I'm going to do last. Um, if you're debating on doing something like this, I highly recommend picking up a cheap printer, a good wash and cure station. Like some people are like, you don't need the wash and cure station, and they're right. You technically don't need it, but the amount of money it saved. It's literally a tank. I dump stuff into it, hit the button, come back, fish it out, remove the tank, set up the lights, and it just goes. It makes everything super simple, super easy, and totally worth the money in my opinion. But yeah, that's it. Small video, small update today. There's not a lot of much going on. As I paint up more Orgoth or Dusk, I'm probably going to switch between the two whenever I feel like painting. I'll post photos. With Kador, I'm going to have to just sit down and take some time. Um, I don't have anything major planned for the holidays. I'm probably just going to hobby. My next goal is I'm looking at maybe going to Captain Con, which is early February. Hopefully I can make it out to that. I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully. So if you're going there and I end up do get to go, hopefully, say hi. Um, should be easy to find me, especially since you've seen all my models. Uh, but yeah, if we got to ask that engagement question. Have you ever picked up another hobby or like a skill set to help with your main hobby? So like this, 3D printing. Pick that up to help with this. And it is a whole damn hobby. Like 3D printing is not just, hey, just go. Like you have to settings and dial stuff in and make sure you got the right settings for the resin and the right lift speed and the right bake times. There's so much stuff with it. But like green stuff sculpting, that's another example. Take the time to learn green stuff for milliputting because not everybody does that. Magnetization outside of like this game with the predetermined magnets. Have you ever like learned magnetization for like Tau is a great example for Warhammer 40K. Um, there's so many other things that aren't just painting and playing that we learn for our hobby to make it a hobby. So, which one, if you've done it, has stood out to you, or which one would you like to pick up? There we go. If there's something you'd like to learn to do, what would that be? Hit that down in the comments. Um, like the video if you could, it helps. Subscribe if you're not already, and you kind of like the little updates and you're following along, because this is the process of getting these guys out of that expansion box, built, painted up, ready to play, from box to tabletop, as I like to say, and then you can follow along with me and join me in the process and all that jazz. But yeah, have a happy holiday, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.